too loud. Hi, can you hear me? And can you hear the music? And if you can hear the music, is it too loud? Hey Burgess. Hey Ash. Oh, I missed you guys too. I didn't. Hey Lisa. You can hear the music. Is it too loud? You can hear me. Excellent. Jen, hi. Susan. A little bit loud. I can't tell from where I'm sitting, you see, so I'll just knock it down one. How's that? I just want it wafting around in the background. It's not necessary to have it blasting. The music you can hear right now is this music here. It's called the Flute Gaming Chronicles. It's by Katie Shesko, who is my admin. It's still a little loud. Okay. It's probably because it's too close to the mic. Let me move the mic. Because I actually can't hear it that loudly, so it's probably just too close to the mic. You're feeling a waft? Jolly good. Waft it a bit less. Well, I moved the mic away from the speakers now, so it shouldn't be so bad. Yes, Katie Shesko is my admin, and this is her album, which she just launched last week. Down in the description, and yes, I have Katie's permission to play her music, fully licensed, Creative Commons and all that. All the information is down below. Scroll down to the bottom of the description, you'll find Katie's link to her YouTube, where she posts her music, free. You'll find her link to her, where you can get her album, including her Patreon, if you'd like to go and support her. Even $1 helps. I think at the moment she's not even covering expenses for actually putting the album out. So, you know, even the tiniest little bit will help. It still sounds loud to you. I can hardly hear it. Why is it loud to you? It's literally not, I can barely hear it here. Have I got my... No, everything's set up correctly there. Maybe I need to move the mic a bit further away. Let's do it again. Move it again. The mic picks up my voice really, really well, so I don't need to have it right in front of me or anything. I can put it over here somewhere. Now, you shouldn't be able to hear that at all, because it shouldn't depend on the song, because it's auto calibrated to match my voice. Don't forget, also, you're like 5 minutes behind me sometimes. So you could be saying it's loud and what you're talking about is 5 minutes ago. It's probably just you. I can barely hear it. And I'm sat right next to the speakers, so it shouldn't be too loud. So yes, if you'd like to go and support Katie, even if it's only $1 once, every little is appreciated. Go and give us some support. And I forgot to do it before I went live, but I am making her, what do you call it? A collaborator on my videos. So whenever I play her music on my videos, I make her a collaborator, which means she gets a little bit of the money that I raise from my ads and things on my videos will go to her, hopefully. That's how it's supposed to work. It's lovely, isn't it? It's really nice and relaxing, and she does all sorts. She's doing Animal Crossing at the moment, of course. I think everybody's doing Animal Crossing at the moment. Hi, baby. I forgot to put my phone on to charge. I need to do that in a minute. So, how are we? I had a week off, that's why I haven't been around. Because it was reading week this week for the class, my Patreon When Frogs Sing class. So, you're not playing Animal Crossing? Little miss, I'm going to write a book. Rachel's not playing Animal Crossing either. She downloaded it and she was like, she couldn't really work out how to do anything. And she's like, I said, tap on the bottom right hand corner of the screen where it says social. And she says, I'm tapping all over and it's not working. I'm like, well, stop tapping all over then and tap where I tell you. Been writing and napping. Animal Crossing is really nice. I mean, I am a gamer anyway, and I do enjoy that kind of stuff, but it's just so nice to just pop in, you know, poodle around your friends, make a new one, craft a table, sell some apples, you know. It's just a nice little getaway, especially at the moment. Especially at the moment. Anyway, today I have two things to show you. One of them I haven't even looked at. What is the game about? Oh, Animal Crossing. It's like a little... Have you ever played Farmville? It's similar, but not the same as that. Let me make sure I've got my sound down. So you've got this little character, and you go round and you collect bees, and you plant flowers, and you make a little campsite. Well, Animal Crossing is like an entire island. I've only got the Pocket Camp version, which is on my phone because it's free and I don't have a Switch. But you can make little... It's Sakura season at the moment. They're doing the Sakura festival, so you can gather all these little Sakura lanterns and all sorts of little things. It's really cute. And there's my little goth girl and her little dog. And it's not like you know, when people think of games, they tend to think of like shoot 'em ups or Mario Kart or something like that. This is just a nice little poodle around game. You could just wander around and enjoy the view if you wanted to. You don't actually have to do anything. You could just literally just wander around, plant a few flowers in your garden, look, I've got lots of bees. And somebody's been watering my flowers again. Every time I come in, Jen's watered my flowers. No, this is on this. Well, Animal Crossing, you have to have a... I've got to turn it off because my battery is like, look at this awesome background. This is by Freya Fennick. It's going up on her, Caroline, it's going up on her Etsy tomorrow as a digital download, and it's beautiful. Look at it. Oh, yeah, my battery's like non-existent, so I've got to turn it off. But no, if you want to play the free version, is on your phone or your iPad or your Android or whatever, and it's called Pocket Camp. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. But you can't play the full kind of, you know, the whole build an island, catch tarantulas type of thing. It's literally just you've got a caravan and a little campground and a cabin in the woods, and you got like 4 or 5 little places you can go, like the beach, and you can go to the woods and all that, and you can just wander around and pick cherries and make friends. And you know, people say they'll come to your campsite if you've got certain amenities, and so you go home and you make a little television and you make a little fridge and you make a little set of dumbbells, and then they come back and they go, oh, you've made all the things I wanted, yay! And it's really cute and fun, and it's not addictive. Well, it is addictive if you like cute and fun. I'm a gamer, so I find most things addictive. I have that kind of personality, but if you just want something that's really relaxing to play about with, you don't even have to actually play. You can just, you know, wander around the beach. Go and sit on a log on the beach and listen to the music if you want to. It's fun. It's really fun. And if you're on my Trello, if you go over to where is it? Alumni. If you're on the alumni section, in Slytherin House, you will find. I think it's in Slytherin, or is it? It's either Slytherin or Gryffindor. It might be Gryffindor because Gryffindor is fun and games and community stuff. You'll find a list of people who are currently playing it and their IDs, and you can just add their IDs and friend people. Or you can get your ID and put it up and other people will friend you. And if you're on Courtney Ravenink's Patreon, in her Facebook group, there's a whole load of people, there's a whole thread of people playing Pocket Camp, so you can go make some friends straight away. But it's not like a chat thing, it's not... I don't know how you can't find it, Rachel, because it's literally... Honestly, literally... Bottom right hand corner of the screen it says social. How you can't find it, I don't know. Because you got as far as the actual thing. You logged in and everything and that was all working. You can't update the app. It says it's not available in the App Store anymore. Oh, that's weird. Mine just updated this morning. Look, see? Bottom right hand corner of the screen. Social. Friends list. Details. My information. See? That's out of focus, but if you can read that, you can add me. I've put my ad thing up on. I think you've probably got to be level 2 to do it. I think you've probably got to be level 2, but until you figure out how to actually tap on somebody and talk to them, you can't do anything. But I don't understand what part of tap on it and talk to them you don't get, so I can't really help, I'm afraid. It's second nature to me because I've been playing them for so long. Anyway, I don't have many class updates. I am behind because today at lunchtime I realised it was Wednesday, not Tuesday. So I'm a day behind. Whoops, sorry. So I'm casually sitting in the garden, typing on my laptop, getting everything set up, thinking it's Tuesday, and then I'm like, yeah, it's not Tuesday! So... yeah, just go be antisocial, watch Buffy. Yeah, second term has started. I've had a request from a few people if they could join the class just for the couple of months while we're in quarantine. Yes, that can be arranged. Email RhomanysRealm@gmail.com. There's the... Ooh. There it is. There we go. There's the thing, RhomanysRealm@gmail.com. I am putting up on the website the 3 months. So you'll get the winter for January, February, March, and then the spring, which is April, May, June, which hopefully will be as long as we're going to be doing this quarantine ridiculousness for. But if you just want to join for the 3 months and just do the 3 months, you can do that. I haven't put it on the website. That was a job for yesterday. It's now a job for tonight. Lisa's here. Lisa sent me a prezzy. Look what Lisa sent me. Thank you, Lisa. It's beautiful. Look at all this. Look at all this foiling. Isn't it gorgeous? Now, I have to say, I was a little disappointed with this book. The theme, we don't have a theme, we're just continuing. So, April, like last month, we did Pentacles and Spirit for January. We did earth and salt for February. We did water and chalices for March. I think that's what we did anyway. And then this 3 months, April is swords and air. May is wands and fire. And continuing with the tarot in all of it. And then June, so that we didn't start an odd cycle, we're going to do spirits part 2, and we're going to look specifically at like psychic mediums and things like that, because there was a lot of confusion with people not knowing what the clairs were, you know, clairvoyant, clairsentient, all that, the difference between a psychic and a medium and a living medium, and etc, etc. There's so many different versions. I thought it would be useful to have a delve into that. And then in the 4th week, we're doing the book still. So chapter 3, chapter 4 and chapter 5. And in the other 2 weeks, the first week of the month, we're going to do the astrology during quarantine, because boy is it interesting. And the 3rd week, anything else is just art while we're doing quarantine, because it's just too much. Yeah. I want to do a lot more art for the next 3 months, because I think that's how we're going to keep sane, honestly. That's how I'm planned to keep sane. It's just paint stuff. So I thought that would be, you know, put more art back into it again, rather than concentrating on the learning. Because we've done 3 months of hard slog of learning, so I think we can take a little bit of time out to say, okay, let's take the next 3 months easy. Anyway, my disappointment with this book, and it's the only disappointment with this book. This, on the front, the illustrated Beastary includes 36 oracle cards, guidance and rituals from 36 inspiring animals. Maya Toll, author of the illustrated herbary. Nowhere on there does it say, oh, but all this beautiful artwork isn't actually by Maya Toll. I think that's a bit naughty. I mean, it is credited, of course, you know. Even on here, even the, you know, the critics are all like, oh, beautiful illustrations, but it doesn't actually say who they're by. The illustrations, which you don't find out until here, are by Kate O'Hara. Oh, happy birthday, Ashley. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. It was yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, and it's not just art. There'll be journal prompts as well. So if you prefer to do the writing rather than the art, or you prefer a combination or whatever, you know, there'll be a bit of everything. Probably the Thursday sessions will be more writing oriented, and those who want to do art can do it. And then the Saturdays will be art oriented, and those who prefer to write can do it, you know. Probably do it that way. But yeah, the illustrations are not by Maya Toll. The book is written by Maya Toll and it's very good. But the illustrations, these beautiful things, are by Kate O'Hara. So just pointing that out, because I was a little... not annoyed. I was a bit put out, frankly, that the illustrator's name was not on the front of the book. Because let's be honest, most of us buy this book for the pictures. I mean, it's beautiful and it's a really nice book, etc, etc. I'm going to show you that. But most of us look at this and go, oh, look at these gorgeous pictures. I need this in my life. You know? So, anyway. And Kate is on Instagram as well. When I update with the links to the book, I will put it in the description with Maya's and Kate's Instagrams. So, this is similar to, she's also done the herbary, which is very good. And she's also done the... she's got the crystals one coming out. It's not out yet. This hasn't been out long. Usually the illustrator's name would be on the front, yes. But I think this is misleading. Maya Toll, author of the illustrated herbary. It implies that she's the illustrator. And she's not. She's a very good writer, don't get me wrong. I love this book, it's beautiful. But she's not the illustrator. These beautiful pictures are not hers. They're Kate's. I think it's a little bit naughty not to put her name on it. At least, I mean, the tagline, it could have been there. Illustrations by Kate O'Hara. You know, that would have been nothing wrong with that. I mean, a tiny little thing, credit at the bottom. Illustrators always come second. Oh, yours was on the 2nd too, wasn't it, Lisa? I forgot your birthday. I'm so sorry. Happy birthday, Lisa. I meant to send you something for your birthday and I completely forgot. Instead, she sent me a present. Anyway, this is like a spirit animals type book. I'm trying to get it in the thing so it's not glaring. I think that's the best I can do, so as not to get any glare on it. Oh, anybody else having a birthday? Anyone else? So we've got all the usual introductions, etc, etc, etc. How to use the book, what it's all about, blah blah blah. It's all a bit wishy-washy at the beginning. But then you get into the actual Beastary. And she does have some free write exercises and stuff in here, which is pretty good. She's got a few different ways you can use the book and the cards. But this is the book. Look at these beautiful, beautiful pictures. And it tells you all about the, you know, what they signify and all that. A ritual, a reflection. So for the red salmon. Again, a ritual and a reflection for each one. So 36, that's more than enough to do one every other week for a year. In fact, it's enough to do one every other week for a year, plus all the sabbats and a few extras. Or you could do like, what else is 36? You could do the 3 moon phases and miss the new moon. I love this one. This is one of my favourites. This and the fox, unsurprisingly. The illustrations are what really make it for me. But this is really good too. You know, your reflections, noticing the nuances. And she links it to like the folklore and stuff. So in the tales of people native to the Pacific Northwest, ravens stole the sun. Bad raven, you may think, but life is rarely so cut and dry. And it explains why the raven stole the sun and what happened. And it tells you about the folklore around it. It is a pity that Kate's not acknowledged on the front, because she obviously worked very hard on this. I mean, I know that's how it works for illustrators, you know, but, you know, quite often they are commissioned to make X amount of pieces and X amount of titles and, you know, maybe a font or two and a few bits of, you know, extras and stuff. But it's beautifully done. Really beautifully done, and you know, she gets paid for it, and I'm sure she was very happy to get the commission. But I think it would have also been nice to at least acknowledge her on the front of the book, because the selling point for this book is the pictures, because it's beautiful. Look at that snake, isn't he gorgeous? Look how he's shedding his skin all the way along in all the colours. He's shedding each colour as he goes. There's the owl. And each one is the same. Each one tells you about the animal, and then it's got a ritual for the animal and a reflection for the animal. Oh, that bear's gorgeous, isn't he? won't that show? There we go. Oh, Ashley's on it, okay. That was my point, Ashley. The fact that it's called the Illustrated Beastary and the illustrator herself doesn't actually have her name on the cover. If it was called like a Beastary Rituals and Journal Exercises, then, you know, maybe fair enough. Yeah, this is you, isn't it, Jane? You love bears. They're digital, these pictures too. They're done. She draws them. Look at those. She draws them by hand in pencil, and then she scans them and she colours them digitally. She's on Instagram. So yeah, I'm not gonna do the whole book. I just flick through, give you an idea of what's in here. Look at that one, isn't he cute? A spotted skunk. How do you make a skunk appealing? Like that. I've only read a few of them. I'm only up to the Raven, sorry. But they are rituals and journaling exercises, so they are meant to be worked through rather than just read it and then chuck it in the corner. And then in the back, see, it doesn't even have. It's got a page here all about the writer, but it doesn't even have a paragraph about the illustrator. I think Kate got a bit of a bum deal there. Sorry, but I do. I mean, obviously she's okay with it. It must be what she agreed to. But they're on their third book now. They're extremely popular. And she doesn't even have a paragraph telling you about who she is and what she does. So these are the cards. I haven't taken them out of the book yet, can you tell? I kind of didn't want to. I wanted to leave them in. So these are all the illustrations. You get them in individual oracle cards. And it tells you, like this one is the broad-winged katydid, which is a stick insect of some sort, I think. I don't know, I can't see it. Oh, there he is. Yeah, it's like a praying mantis type thing. And it says discover the pattern. So that's your oracle card for the day. So that's really cool. Your blood pressure's gone down since I started the live. Aww. It's my dulcet tones, isn't it? It's not, it's probably Katie's music. It's great for the blood pressure. It's not intrusive at all. Occasionally you suddenly go, oh, there's music playing. But the rest of the time you completely forget about it. So yeah, that's the illustrated Beastary. There's also the illustrated Herbiary, and there's another one coming out soon called the Crystal, illustrated Crystal something or other. Crystallary, if that's what it's called. Yeah, not even a bio, not even a paragraph of bio for the illustrator. The only thing that tells you that Kate did the illustrations is that line there. That's it. Oh, and the copyright, illustrations by Kate O'Hara. Except for a couple that are from Jason Winter. I think that's the lettering. Apparently Belgium has some problems with some aspects of games, and Animal Crossing has been removed in August last year. It's probably, I bet I know what it is. There's a game within the game. There's like puzzles and stuff you can do, and one of the games is a match 3 card game. All you do, you get friend powder for pretty much everything. Everything you do, you get friend powder. And for every 3 friend powders, there's this little game that you press a button and you have to match the 3 things. It's kind of like a jackpot game, you know, like what are they called? Fruits, Vegas, spinny things, you know. But it's literally just, it ticks through. And once you learn the list and how, it's not randomised at all, it's just once you know the list, it's literally a matter of skill and how fast you can press the button. Yeah, the one at the garage. It's not even, it's probably classed as a gambling game because it looks like a slot machine. Thank you. It came to me as you said it. Because it looks like a slot machine, but you press the button and then you match the 3 cards. And they're the same every time, they're the exact same order. So if you know what order they go in, all you've got to do is go, right, hit the wolf, there's the raccoon. Hit the sheep, there's the raccoon. Hit the dog, there's the raccoon. And that's it, every single time. And you get loads of materials for it. So it's a bit stupid, because it's not even really gambling. You can either do it or you can't. It's the same as the fishing game. But they don't class that as a thing, even though it's random. They want you to buy the new game. I don't think so, because it's still available everywhere else. It's not like Belgium is suddenly going to sell out of Switches. Our Switches our pre-order Switches, the actual Animal Crossing ones, go on sale next week, I think, the 12th. And ours is still available and it's free. But I bet it's that thing in the garage, because it looks like it's a gambling game, but it's not. It's a skill game. Anyway, this is my second book. This arrived this morning and I haven't even cracked the spine on it yet because I thought I'd wait for you. Those of you who watch Miss Vicky B probably have already seen this because she's already got this, but it's a gorgeous book. Just the outside of it is beautiful. So when I've finished with it and I've used up all the thousands of stickers, because there's over 1,000 stickers. I think it's like 1,200 and something. If I ever used up all the stickers, I'm going to gut it and use it as a altered junk journal, because it's perfect size. And look at this beautiful cover. I mean, it would be easy enough to edit that, you know. I could call it the Antiquarian and just, you know, cover this up. Put something there, you know, cover the spine, cover this, put a picture in there, you know. You could even just paint it. So, now if you're in America, you can buy this in Target for tuppence. If you're in the UK, you will struggle to get one right now because Freya, I always call her Freya, it's Freya Fennick, but it's actually Caroline. Freya Fennick bought the last one from Book Depository this morning. So you're out of luck in the UK until they restock, because all the pre-order ones on Amazon are gone. But I got mine for $12.99 on Amazon, and Freya said this morning that Amazon's price now is $19.99, which is quite expensive, even for a book this big. That's quite expensive. But I haven't gone through. Oh, look at that nice paper! Look, even the end papers are nice. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. I love this because it means you could keep that part of the book. Ooh, you could keep that part of the book. Yeah, Amazon will restock. Mine was late arriving because they couldn't get the stock in time. You can get it on Amazon as well, Burgess. In America, it's really easy to find, but here it's pretty much Amazon or Book Depository, and it's out of stock on Amazon, and Freya got the last one on Book Depository this morning, so. But yeah, these are all stickers. I haven't tried any of them, I haven't looked through them, I haven't done anything. Oh, I see, okay. The back of each page, so there's the sticker sheets, and then you've got one of these, and then there's the sticker sheets, and the sticker sheets, and one of these. So you could actually pull these out and use them in your junk journal if you turned it into a junk journal when you finished. That's not a bad idea, is it? Some of these are not the kind of thing I would use, but some of them, I mean, you could use that for a coronavirus bug, couldn't you? And you can use them as drawing references. I mean, look at those hands. You could use that as a painting reference, which is actually what I got it for primarily, so that I could put the sticker on my book and then use it as a drawing reference. Butterflies and fairies and dancing girls. Oh, it's just a bit of dirt. It's okay. It's not a bug. I like these florals. They're quite nice. I'm not crazy about the coloured backings. Like they all have a coloured backing, which I'm not crazy about, but it's neutral and it's pastel and it's not... I mean, I suppose it's kind of nice that it's not just stark white, but I would have preferred it to be clear. Or vellum. I really love the vellum stickers because they disappear into the page. Let's put one of these in my journal. Everyone else's journal has gone down in size. Mine's gone up. Must draw stuff! Let's pop that there. Do it stick? It do. It do stick. Do it be... Oh. Yep, kind of lifts up like washi tape if you're careful. So you can reposition it. Let's get a... Let's score it down. That probably would come off if you got it hot. If you blew some hot air at it, it probably would come off. But I don't want to pull it off because it might tear it. So yeah, perfectly good stickers. I like the fact that they kind of stick like washi tape. But yeah, that's pink, but it's very unobtrusive. Yeah, everybody's going down to a smaller one. Seaweed Kiss has gone down to like a micro, my M7 or something. A7. She's using A7 books in her passport. And I'm like, no. In times of stress, we draw more. Therefore, we must have more room. So this is wax paper. But, oh, I know what you could do with this. You could take the book block out. Once you've finished with all this, you could take this off. I wonder if it's stuck all the way to the edge. Let me see. I want to know. I need to know these things. I must know how it works. It's not stuck all the way to the edge. Okay, so what you could do with this, you could take the book block out and use it for pressing flowers. Because this is wax paper. Selling on Waterstones in the UK, 1 week dispatch for £19.99. That's expensive. Mine was 12. That's what happens when you pre-order. Yeah, it's kind of a nice neutral. I mean, on here it doesn't look neutral. It looks bright pink, but actually it's very unobtrusive. But yeah, you could take the book block out, reuse the cover, or even not take the book block out. When you finish the stickers, you could just remove all this paper and use this for pressing flowers because it's waxed paper. That would be a really cool idea, wouldn't it? And then all you'd need was a clamp, like a band or something to put it together. You were able to get the Coral Switch at Target. I kind of want a Switch Lite, not the full one, because I don't have a TV. There's no point having a full one. I don't have a TV and I don't have anyone else to play with, so a Switch Lite would be more than enough. But I kind of think if I got the Switch, I'd get back into gaming so hard again that I wouldn't get anything else done. The Pocket game the phone game is really good because either you run out of battery or you get to the point where you can't do anything else until the next tick over, which is like 3 or 4 hours. So you can only play it like 3 times a day if you max it out each time, which is what I tend to do. So I kind of like that because then once I've done everything, I'm like, right, I've played my game, go and do something else. Sitting on my lunch, play my game, go do something else. But yeah, I would like a Switch Lite, but Mama can't afford one. Not always the way. These owls are a little scary with the crazy eyes. I like this. This is beautiful. Lots of beetles and weird patterns and odd butterflies. Look at that. Isn't he beautiful? And that's an illustration. It's not like a picture of a... It's like these are... What do they call them? This is an etching. And this is like a... I want to say lino cut, but I don't think that's right, is it? Like when they used to do the botanical illustrations. Like a anatomy type illustration. Scientifically correct stuff. And then this is a proper illustration. This is just like freehand butterflies. Those are awesome. I really like this one. The battery on the Switch runs out in a decent amount of time as well. Yeah, I like that. I think that's good. Especially, I'm sure the Switch Lite would be even more so because it's meant to be a mobile game, isn't it? So, whereas the other one plugs in, I'm sure it probably runs off the power, the mains, if you need it to. But and you only play Animal Crossing. I would want The Witcher as well. I would want to play The Witcher. I've been wanting that game for a long time, but I'm a Mac user now, so I don't have any way to play it. But I like these ones, the strange scientific type. And look, what is that? I don't even know what that's meant to be. It's weird. It's like something out of the Voynich manuscript, isn't it? In fact, a lot of these are. They all look like... They're very cool, though. They're very unique. It's not like the usual crap you get when people say, oh, Victorian stickers. Ooh, birdies. These happen a lot. This is the usual stuff you expect when people say, ooh, vintage stickers. But there's actually a lot of variety in here. Ooh, I like these. I like the fact that this is matte paper as well, so if you wanted to, you could go in and doodle on these or, you know, recolour bits or whatever. You play yours plugged in, right? So the proper Switch, you can play plugged in. Or can you do that with the Lite? If it's, is it like a mobile phone where you can just plug it in and continue using it? Oh, I'm really liking these. Ooh, look at those. Invite your black dog to tea. You're seeing the coronavirus everywhere, I know, right? These are very, very usable. Even the people, I can imagine, maybe not necessarily using them as stickers, but certainly as drawing references. And definitely in an altered book, I keep saying altered book, in a junk journal. I am still very into my junk journals, by the way. I just haven't really played with them. I've gone into sketching mode again, which always happens around about the spring. But I've gone in a little bit early with the quarantine thing. I love him. Oh, she's beautiful. Oh, I love her. This seems more of a contemporary illustration. I wonder if some of them are modern interpretations of vintage illustrations. There's not really any information. Adhesive ephemera. An illustrated compendium of adhesive ephemera. I love that. Yeah, that literally is all it says. It's by Macmillan. Authentic historical prints from around the ornate Victorian era can be used to embellish stationery wrapping, etc. So they are actual Victorian pictures, which is really interesting because there's so many different styles going on. Isn't that beautiful? Lots of doggies. Oh, this was so worth it. I can see me using every single one. Look at these. This would be good if you were doing like a 3 Fates page or something. And this is awesome if you're not really if you just like to decorate your pages visually, but you're not necessarily a drawer. If you don't feel artistic particularly, this would be a nice way to. Oh, cool. This would be a nice way to kind of use some ephemera. You know, a couple of these, bit of washi, a couple of scraps of paper, and you've pretty much done a collage. Witchies! Yay! I like all this steampunk stuff too, not surprisingly. But this looks very contemporary, doesn't it? He's weird and creepy. I love him. Victorian animals. Very weird and creepy. Love them too. He reminds me of Dodgson. What's his name? Is it Dodgson? Lewis Carroll. Alice in Wonderland. That's what that reminds me of. Yeah, they'd be great for using in a book of shadows. Just to liven it up, you know? Oh, love these. I can't remember what they're called. There's a special name for these. These and fractals. Oh my god, I love them. These are almost like kaleidoscope images, aren't they? I do like this as well. It's a shame this wasn't done in different colours. Ooh, a whole sticker page. Now, is that one sticker sheet or is it lots of shapes? Okay, there's a shape in there somewhere, but I can't really tell what it is. I think that's a butterfly and a star, I think, and there's lots of different shapes in here anyway. That looks like a bear. Is that a bear? Yeah, it's a bear, look. The big bear. There's loads of different shapes on those pages. It's really cool. Mandalas. No, oh, that's not what I was thinking of. Yes! Skulls. Awesome. Because it's Victorian era, of course there's a hefty amount of death. Hi, Deb. What the hell is that? Looks like it might be an animal that we know of, but I don't recognise it. Anybody recognise that? See, she looks... Well, I suppose she does have that kind of Toulouse-Lautrec look about her, but she kind of looks modern, like Art Nouveau almost. Oh. No. Hang on, we've got a music malfunction. There we go. A nest, yeah, it is. And look, these are like the Rider-Waite images, aren't they? Very tarot-like. That's beautiful. Mushrooms! Can't go wrong with a page of mushrooms. That's what it's called. The Antiquarian sticker book. It's gorgeous. It's all Victorian images. Original Victorian images. Like actual... See, these all look very contemporary though, don't they? More steampunk. Bugs and stuff. Ballet dancers. Flowers. Oh, I'm gonna... Okay, apart from the creepy fish, because what in the hell is that? Apart from the creepy fish, I think I can use most things in this book. I've just seen some bats. Oh, weird creepy cats. Can't have a page of Victoriana without some weird creepy cats. Odd circusy type people. They were obsessed with air balloons, weren't they? Oh, look at that! Look at that! I think it's a jellyfish. These are definitely jellyfish. That's a jellyfish. I think that's meant to be a jellyfish. That is gorgeous. But even like, just taking ideas from this, you know, look at all those weird wiggly wigglies. You could draw a whole page full of them weird wiggly wigglies and paint them, couldn't you? Oh, Pocket Camp is not like the full game, Risha. You'd be better off getting the full game through Amazon or something, and then you can send it back if you don't like it. I think you can anyway. Or get the digital download, which is cheaper than getting the actual game. It's very relaxing and pottery about and, you know, build a little island type stuff. And there's lots of people on YouTube showing all jellyfish look toxic. I don't think there's many jellyfish that aren't toxic, let's face it. Oh, creepy suns and moons. Or just creepy suns and eyes. Oh, I do like this book. I could, and I love the fact that they're matte. Bats! I'm trying to speed up a bit, but it's very difficult to turn 2 pages at the same time. Yeah, there's lots of people showing their gameplay on. Bumble Bailey's been doing hers since right at the beginning. It's similar, but it's not anywhere near the same. The whole thing is, apart from the fact that it runs in real time, there's very little that's the same. Even in the gameplay. Look at these. Look at that guy. Is that a dodo? Swordfish. Look at its eyes. Oh. Skelly Cupid. The inside look of an octopus, which is frankly horrific. Oh, that's a bit busy. Oh, it's like a Persian rug, I think. What's on here? I can't really tell because you can't see what the... It's kind of a mystery as to what you're going to get. Goes around there. It might be a face. Might be a woman's face on that one. Nope. It's a... Oh, it is a woman's head. It's a... There you go. Now you can see her. She's got an updo. And then this side is all geometric shapes by the look of it. Geometric pattern. And then this one is hands and boots and lady's head and all sorts of stuff. This is definitely one of my better purchases. Even these butterflies, look at those, aren't they gorgeous? I'm not a huge fan of butterflies, but this style of butterfly I can get behind. If you watch, if you go and watch Bumble Bailey on Twitch, she's been playing it for the last 2 weeks live. Like literally from the minute she unboxed it and how she put it together. The only thing I don't like about the game is the way the characters go all the time. It's kind of like listening to my squirrels, but on acid. Your grandmother had a rug like that. Yeah, Persian rugs were quite common, weren't they? Kangaroos. Oh, I really like this. This is gorgeous. Sorry, I'm going all the way through it because I haven't looked at it yet, so... I like that snake, that's beautiful. I can see me learning a lot about illustration from this book, actually. Because I really like the Victorian style of illustration. Not so much this hand engraved type stuff, but certainly these. I like the way they did animals and flowers. Obligatory creepy clowns. Punchinella. Is that Punchinella? No, that's Punch and Judy, isn't it? And the cook with the monkey on his shoulder, I can't remember his name. And oh, that's Punchinella. I love that peacock. That's very stylised. It's beautiful. A very angry angelfish. You made a final decision on your custom item. Oh, great! Look forward to seeing what she comes up with. Creepy critters. What are they called? Not hybrids, not cryptoids. They're made up of multiple chimera. That's the word I was looking for. A yeti. Oh. I'd like to be able to do that in colour pencil. So I can see me, even the ones I don't use for actual stickers, I can see me using them for references, because this is how I draw my mushrooms and stuff. Because I love this style so much. This is definitely a good book to have. I might actually, when it comes down in price, I might get another one, just so I can have one as a reference book and one as to use the actual stickers. Creepy cat. More creepy clowns. Ooh, mint and tiles. And then these are alphabets. This reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. Bobby. That's clever, actually, turning the dog into a J. See, that looks like a modern illustration almost, doesn't it? Like the kind of thing somebody would draw now as a cartoon. I like that one, it's very Ravenclaw. Needs a bronze border. But that's clever too, the little dog jumping through the ring. Tenniel. That's his name, isn't it? Is it John? John Tenniel? The guy who did the illustrations for Alice in Wonderland. That reminds me of his work. And that's the end. Even these end papers are gorgeous. It's a beautiful book. Absolutely beautiful. So I think what I'll do, I'm going to use the stickers because I'm never going to need to buy another sticker ever again, basically. Once I've used all the stickers, I think I'll take the book block out and use it for pressing flowers. Just needs drilling through the book block. You could even keep the book binding on the book block because it's a sewn binding and it's got a canvas on it, so it's really well held together. So you could just drill through, put it between two pieces of wood, long screw and a butterfly nut, and you've got a ready-made waxed flower thing. Because once you take all this paper off, this is all wax. And then I can take the outside and use it as a junk journal and just change a few bits and pieces. I might even do that. I might even take the book block out and use this as a junk journal straight away, because why not, you know? These are all going to get taken apart eventually anyway, aren't they? There's no reason you couldn't use this without the cover on it. It'd be a lot lighter, actually. And then I might get a second one when they come down in price. Because this literally only just came out. I was supposed to get it on the 1st and it arrived today. And I had mine on pre-order for months. So I might get another one that I can keep for drawing references, because this is perfect for the kind of drawings I like doing, even the animals. Oh, I'm so excited. For those who've just joined us, the music you're listening to is the Flute Gaming Chronicles by Katie Shesko, who, if you recognise the name, it's because she's my admin. Extremely talented flute player, flautist, is that the right word? Her album just came out last week, her very first album, self-produced, self-written, self-created, everything. So if you enjoy her music, help her out, download it on iTunes, Spotify, etc. You can also sign up to her Patreon and support her. Even $1, 1 month. Every little helps. So, what else have I been up to? Not a lot, actually. I spent most of last week napping and cleaning stuff and writing reams and playing Animal Crossing when I wasn't writing. So I really haven't done an awful lot. I'm even behind on... I could say I'm even behind on the April Art Challenge, but honestly, I've been behind on the April Art Challenge since day 1. Well, technically day 2, because I did day 1 and I did it on day 2. So that was day 1, which I've messed around with several times and I still don't like it. And then I haven't done day 2 yet, so I did this on day 2, so I was behind from day 2, basically. I haven't done anything else. This insert is the one I made from the moleskin. So, I'll find my moleskin. Because I find with these moleskins, where I use them for collage and painting, they get super chunky, super quick. Ooh, there's my bits that I had that I couldn't find. Okay, what are they doing in there? That's weird. So what I did was I went through each one. Each one has a section where the pages are stuck together, so you can't see the thread. And then there's another page, and then there's another page where you can see the thread. So the page that was here, I took out. Literally just pulled it. Which means you get slits in the paper. So you can probably see, you can see there. So where the binding was, there's a slit there, there's a slit there, there's a slit there, and there's a slit there. But that meant I didn't have to put any holes in it to sew it together. And I just sewed it together basically through the holes, tied it with a knot, and chopped it off to the width of this, which seems like a lot, but actually it's only about ½ an inch to an inch. Yeah, it's only about, I don't think that's even an inch, because the height is the same. Hours late. You're hours late, Zen. So I just chopped that bit off, and I keep those bits for, like, there's always cover-ups and stuff. And then this is a nice thin book now, you see, so I can use this for painting and collage and things, and it won't matter because I've got extra room in the spine. See how much extra room there is now for taking out all those pages. So I've got a nice thin moleskin book for collage, and I've got a nice sturdy sketchbook with lots of pages for my TN. So I'm doing that. I've got that for my sketching because I like that mixed media. I like that moleskin paper for mixed media. I've got the zipper pouch, which is a bit worse for wear. It's splitting all down the back. But I refuse to buy another one until it fully splits, because I don't really use it that much. It's just got decoration in it. So it's got my wolf in it. It's got my thingy in it. Hobonichi stencil, that's the words. And then my book, and then the zipper pouch has just got some bits and pieces. Okay, oh, there they are. I just looked there and there was no bits, and I was like, where did all those bits and pieces go? Okay. So I'll chuck those in this pouch. I've also got a Filofax ruler in here. and a little thing of washi tape. I've always got washi tape with me in my little pouch, but I've got my washi tape and a ruler. And then I've got the brown craft wallet, which has got various bits and pieces in it that I probably don't really need to carry, but I don't want to take it out because I like the way it stiffens this book up. And then this is just an ordinary Midori, there we go. Traveller's notebook, regular, well, it's not a regular one, it's the actual original Midori one. Let's see, midorijapan.co, not Traveller's notebook. So I've had this for a while, and I just covered it with some Sabrina Ward Harrison. I'm very into covering things with this Sabrina Ward Harrison paper, because it says, what I really want to say to myself is, it is all right. And then it's talking about missing things and not knowing the answers and waiting indefinitely, which is kind of appropriate for the moment. And then I got my skull and crossbones and poison and a skull and a bottle of juju, and he's all dressed up ready to go shopping. He glows in the dark, by the way. It's not scrapbook paper or anything, it's from her books, because her books are meant to be taken apart and used for collage material. And I'm just using this as kind of a jot book. That's my month. I've got my bill stuff under there. I've got some journaling in here. I've got my week at glance. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's not anything in particular, and it's nothing in particular and everything all at the same time. Sabrina Ward Harrison, yeah. My books are getting increasingly hard to find. I've got a full set of them. But that's it, that's all I've got in there, just the 2 books. So this is kind of my coronavirus book, if you like. I don't know, there's just something about this time that I just want to have it separate to everything else. And then this is, well, this is really for the daily April art challenge, but I'm so behind with it, I don't know if I'm even going to carry on with it, to be honest. Because I posted 2, but one of them was the beetle I did on the week before stream, 2 weeks ago. So I'm doing a moth. That's number 7. So I got my badge, my Ravenclaw badge, and my Pirate Girl badge. This is an original Midori. I'm not bragging. I found people tend to ask questions about the difference in the colour between the Midori originals, the Midori Traveller's Notebook ones, and the ones that just say Traveller's Notebook. So this is the original Midori colour. This is the one that's kind of, I don't know, it was beaten up and scratched when I got it like this, and it's just getting darker, frankly. That's all that's happening with it, and I love it. So it's gone a little bit dry. I think because I've had it in use since the day I got it. It usually has a 013 insert in it, which I've temporarily put into my green one that Ray Blake made me. Which is my everyday journal, you know, before I go to bed, I do my evening pages. Shut the squirrels up. But yeah, I've been using it ever since, but because I use it every day, but I don't handle it all the time, it doesn't get a lot of oil in it. So I think maybe it needs a little bit of oiling because it's cracking. It's really quite scaly on the spine here. So I think it could do with a little bit of TLC. This bit's alright, because this bit gets touched all the time. And this bit is fine. But all around the top and the bottom and along the edge, it's all feeling a little bit dry. So I've got some leather conditioning spray that you don't have to do anything with. You just spray it and leave it overnight. You don't have to rub it in or anything, which is good because I don't want it to get rid of all the scratches. I like the scratches and marks. So I might just lay it out flat on a flannel in the bath and just spray it and leave it overnight so that it get a bit of conditioning in it. So yeah, I haven't really done anything. I could put those in there, couldn't I? Let's sort the bits. All the bits I've got in here are bits that I want to use. So let's see what bits we've got here. Bit of black card, can always use that. That's a bit of Freya Fenix March collage sheet. That's horrible, I don't want that. That is interesting. That is interesting-ish. These are cute, but I don't use them. These are from Little Raven Inks printables. That's nasty, I don't like that. That's another of Freya's. Oh, that's out of date actually, that one. I guess I could cut the flowers out. I could just cut the moon off and keep the flowers. More of Freya's and more. And some more of Courtney's. Some more of Freya's. That's dead. Bit of check paper, can't go wrong with that. Bit of brown paper, bit of scrap, and this awesome little swamp monster. He's one of Courtney's as well. So those can go in the bin. I don't use those. I don't have anything against Courtney's little monsters. It's just that some of them are a bit too cutesy for me. He's cool. You'd want to cover the patches though. Well, it's a conditioning leather spray, so I don't suppose it would cause a lot of problems with the patches, but the patches aren't. Well, that one's stuck on, but this one isn't. But that bit isn't where it needs. Most of this isn't where it needs conditioning. It's here, and here, and here. Most of this, I mean, you can almost see it. Look, you can see where the shine is. See where the patina is, where my hands touch it all the time. And the same on here. All of this is constantly touched all the time. Even at the top, I'm always touching it somehow. The background music is there. It is Kate Shesko's album, Flute Gaming Chronicles, out now. Check in the description box below for all her links and things. Katie's my admin, if you recognise her name. And she's letting me use her music for my background because it's nice and chill. And it's better than sitting in silence. Just cover the patch with something. Yeah, I could, but it's a leather conditioning thing. It shouldn't damage the patch. It might make the white a little bit dirty, but the white's going to get dirty anyway, so... And I guess I could, but I don't really care enough to worry about it. This was white once upon a time, I mean... I keep doing that, don't I? I keep getting this out and then not actually putting anything away. It's because you keep distracting me with your MacGyvering ways. While I remember. I need to cut that one as well, that's dated, so I already did that one. I had a duplicate print of some of them, so you can go in the bin as well. Where's the wig? Has it gotten too warm? It is a little warm today. It's 20 degrees today. It's been nice. I've been sat out in the garden. But actually, no, the wig has been washed and it's hanging to dry, and it takes a couple of days to dry fully. I thought I would take advantage of the nice warm weather to wash all my wigs all in one go. But also my hair has got so long, I mean, look at it. It's got so long, it's got to that stage where I had to put a scarf in it, or it just would have been like... I mean... If you want a comparison, the other day, all I really needed was a top hat, and I could have passed for the Mad Hatter. The Johnny Depp version. I just needed a top hat and some scary eyebrows. Scarier eyebrows. Do I prefer inserts to a notebook? Depends on the mood. That's like asking me if I prefer a blank journal like this to a junk journal. I have no preferences other than what I prefer to use today. And what I'm preferring to use today may not be what I prefer to use later, or what I prefer to use next month, or... I don't have any preference for anything really. I do what I do. I think on the whole, I kind of like the ability to move things around. But, you know, I use front to back books a lot too, so don't really have a preference. It's not a scarf or a bandana, it's a bit of fabric that I had in my stash that didn't look too obtrusive because I couldn't find my black bandana. But yeah, if I don't do this, it goes whoosh. Because, as you know, curly hair doesn't get longer, it gets wider. Yeah, yours is very thick all the way down, isn't it? See, my hair's extremely fine, but I've got a lot of it. A lot of it. Did you put the rings aside? For now, well, I'm still doing a lot of my work planning in it, but yeah, no, I haven't put it aside, like, oh, I'm not using that anymore. It's just, I don't know why is this a thing that everybody's like, oh, you're using a Midori Traveller's Notebook. Does that mean you're not using a Filofax anymore? No, it means I'm using this for my journal and my Filofax is doing something else. And that doesn't mean that I won't get my Filofax out in like, a week if I feel like it. I don't do this pressure that everybody does to, oh, I must have the perfect system. I'm going to buy this notebook and then I'm going to do this and I'm going to set it up like this and then, oh no, that doesn't work, so I'm going to change it and I'm going to get a different cover and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I don't do that. I just, you know, I have a few different things and I use whatever I feel like at the time. I recently got a big sketchbook out for the first time in ages because I haven't used a big sketchbook in a long time. And because I was using my teeny tiny little one for pretty much everything, I decided to get a big sketchbook out because it was a nice contrast to use a really big sketchbook and a really small journal. Miss Vicky B just talked about switching things up. I've been watching her videos about that. I'm a bit out of date with Vicky's. I think the last one of Vicky's, because I like to binge watch a whole series with the same person, and I'm watching Apple Cheeks at the moment. I think the last one of Vicky's I saw was when she got Mac, the new puppy. But I don't think she's put out that many since then, so I think there's only 3 or 4 I'm missing. But yeah, I don't, yeah, the perfect system is the one you want to use right now. And just because I've done this week in this one doesn't mean that I won't turn around on Monday and go, you know what, I feel like using this one today. The golden rule, if you're going to do stuff like this and use different notebooks whenever you feel like it, always date things. I can do one day in here and one day in here, or have my week and my sketching in here, but still use this one for, you know, other stuff. I've got 2 different notebooks in here. I've got a sketching notebook, but if I wanted to sketch small, why would I waste a page in this big one when I can sketch small in here? And I've got my collage book that I play with. And I've got a regular, I suppose people would call it a bullet journal, I just call it a notebook. I've got my notebook in there, which serves the same function as this one. And the only reason I wouldn't swap this one, like, it's Wednesday today, I wouldn't suddenly wake up tomorrow and go, oh, I think I'll suddenly switch to this one. I might switch to this one for journaling, but my planning for this week is already in here. So I wouldn't switch my planning out of here until I get to Monday, by which time I might be off this and I might think, oh, you know, I fancy using my file effects this week. So on a Monday, when I sit down to do my planning, I decide what planner I'm going to use that week or what I'm going to plan in that week. And the rest of it, I just take it day by day. And if I feel like working in a big sketchbook, I will. And if I feel like using my little one, I will. And if I feel like painting in my moleskin, I will. I don't have rules for myself. Or I must do this and I must do that. I've got so many half-finished notebooks, but I've only got one of each size or type. Well, that's not true. I've got several moleskin cahiers that are unfinished, but they're unfinished for reasons. Where they've been for a particular topic and then I've finished that topic for now, and I will go back to that topic at a later date, so I've left the rest of the book. So when I go back to that subject, I will pick up that book again and I will continue where I left off. Any advice for getting back in touch with your journaling? Just pick up a book and start writing or painting or drawing or whatever it is you do. It's nothing. If you want to journal, you're already halfway there. If you don't feel like journaling, then there's no point forcing yourself to do it. If you feel like you want to do something but you don't know what you want to do, then I suggest starting with like a week's challenge or something like that, or just pick a prompt, or, you know, cut stuff out of a magazine and see where that takes you. Maybe something will inspire you and you'll go, oh, I really like this. You know, start laying out a few stickers and some washi on a page and then see what happens. Sometimes that's enough to just get your creative ideas flowing and you start sketching or writing. But, you know, if you don't feel like journaling, don't journal. If you feel like you want to be journaling and you're not, then that's just laziness. The only way out of that is to pick up something and start journaling. This is the only way of doing it. You know, I really should go to the gym, but what I actually end up doing is sit around watching Netflix. Well, if you really want to go to the gym, you'll get up and go to the gym. Or you'll at least get up and go for a run around the block. Maybe not at the moment. You know, but if you want to do it, you'll do it. And if you're feeling like you want to do it all the time, but you're still not doing it, then you're just being lazy. You've just got to push yourself that little bit. And I use the term lazy loosely. Some people call it block or stress or whatever, you know. For me, it's always I'm just being lazy. If I really want to do it, it's like I want to do the Opal Art Challenge, but I haven't. I've just been lazy about it. I could have done it if I'd just put the time aside. I could swap out on a monthly basis or wherever the mood changes. I used to feel bad about it, but I enjoy it so much now. And now I think, why can I not change my planner when I want to? Yeah, that's why I don't spend a lot of money on a huge, you know, I would never, ever buy something like an Erin Condren. I wouldn't splash out on a Hobonichi again. I might buy one second hand that somebody else is selling, but I would never spend that kind of money again on something that I know I won't do start to finish. Because with a Midori, with a Hobonichi, it's not like you can just put it down and pick it up again in a couple of years' time when you want to finish that book. It's dated. Whereas this, I can put this down for 4 or 5 years and then pick it up and, you know, open it up and write the date and carry on. You feel unmotivated to journal. Well, if you don't want to journal, why are you trying to force yourself to journal? That would be my question. What is it about journaling that you feel you should be doing? If you're just feeling like, well, I spent all that money on a Hobonichi, so I really ought to be doing it every day, and now I'm so far behind and blah, 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 and I have to catch up and yada, yada, yada. That's just self-imposed rules. So first of all, tell your inner librarian to shush. Second of all, just, you know, just pick it up today and just journal about what happened today. And set yourself a goal of, I'm just going to fill in today's page. And if you don't feel like coming back to it tomorrow, then don't come back to it tomorrow. And if you suddenly get a fresh wind and you think, oh, now I feel all motivated and I want to go back and do the last 5 pages, then go back and do the last 5 pages. Or switch it up, you know, if you don't feel like writing. I often get that where I don't feel like writing because I'm lazy and I'm dyslexic. And writing longhand, much as I enjoy the act of writing, I don't enjoy writing. How do I put that? I enjoy the feel of a pen on the paper, you know, that kind of actual physical writing, but the actual act of thinking about what I'm feeling and thinking and turning it into words and putting it down on the paper in some kind of basic sentences, you know, sometimes I'm like, I don't care enough to write this down, you know. I'm not the kind of person who keeps lists of all the books I've read or all the films I've watched during coronavirus because I don't care. Does future me care in any way, shape or form? No. Because if I've read a book, I know I've read a book. I don't need to know when I read a book. That's not interesting to me. Might be for other people, you know, and there are people who are keeping coronavirus diaries, where it's literally an insert where they're just keeping a record of what happened. And I do like that idea, and if I had another of these plain inserts, I might do that, but I've only got the 013s, which are lots of paper, and I don't need that much paper. I guess I could dedicate the last half of it or something. But there's quite a few people doing it as almost like sketch notes, where it's just the today is such and such a date, and here's where we're up to so far with the pandemic and what's happening, and you know, all that. And I kind of like that idea in a very informal way, but I don't feel the need to catalogue every single minute, you know. Some of it just doesn't matter. I did keep my letter from the Prime Minister, because I've never had a letter from the Prime Minister, much less one that says Downing Street and everything on the top with all the fancy things. You know, I've never had one of those. I've had one from the House of Commons before from my MP, but I've never had one from the Prime Minister. So I kept that because that's a bit of history, isn't it? I kept the leaflet because the leaflet is going to be fascinating in years to come. Because trust me, in the 80s, when we had what to do in the event of a nuclear fallout leaflets put through the door, and then I found them 20 years later, those were fascinating to read. And some of the advice was hilarious, you know. When you think back, you know, one day we'll find out where this coronavirus comes from and how it's spread and everything else. And maybe we'll find out that it's literally spread through the air. It's not spread through touch or anything like that. And they'll be laughing at us about our whole crazy, you must wash your hands. Yeah, number one was hide under the kitchen table, wasn't it? Like, that's going to help. You'd be better off hiding in the fridge. But, you know, those leaflets and stuff. Oh, of course, some of you aren't English, are you? You won't have had these. Hang on. Let me grab it. Oh, Boo-Boo, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, Boo-Boo, it's okay. I know you didn't mean to attack Mummy, I know. I trod on you, I didn't mean to. It's okay. No harm, no foul, love. No harm, no foul. Oh, oh, my knees. That is one downside of not being able to get out and about properly. My knees are so stiff. Yeah, we got this from the government. Very similar to the ones we got in the 80s about the nuclear virus, the nuclear fallout, Cold War thing. How to tell the difference between a nuclear siren, a nuclear war siren and a bad weather siren and stuff like that. It was all very weird. But yeah, I've got a letter from the Prime Minister. Nice to see it's been cheaply done and it's not on proper heavyweight paper with all the embossing and stuff. It looks like it's been photocopied, in all honesty. So at least they kept the costs down, so I'm okay with that. But one day this will be really interesting for people to look at this and say, oh wow, this was what was happening, and you know, this is what they were told to do, and all that. This is a bit of history. Because how many of us can say we've lived through a pandemic? Well, all of us at the moment, so far, touch wood. But, you know, until this all happened, the only people were the people who were still going after going through the Spanish flu, who were all people in their hundreds. But yeah, we've got all of this, and imagine, I mean, this all looks very, you know, it's very colour coded and modern looking, and it's all Helvetica, you know, and it's all, oh, this is very nice and beautifully done and digitally done and da da da. And how they're going to laugh at us one day. Oh, they had instructions on how to wash their hands. How did we last 2,000 years plus without knowing how to wash our hands? 2,000, 10,000 years without knowing how to wash our hands. I mean, I shudder to think. But won't it be funny one day when we discover more about the virus, and say we find out that the only way you can transmit the virus is literally by touching somebody else's skin for a minimum of 30 seconds. So that's basically a handshake or a hug or something like that. And you find out that's the only way it can be transmitted. All of this, you know, wash your hands, fair enough. Cover your mouth and nose with a tissue or your sleeve when you cough and sneeze. You know, that's going to be redundant. That's going to be like Victorians saying, you know, take some kaolin and morph if you've got a stomachache. You know, I mean, that's going to be hilariously funny one day when we know exactly what this virus is. You know, one day, I mean, I'm sure if we had something like this about smallpox, it would be absolutely fascinating, wouldn't it? Because does smallpox even exist anymore? It's not supposed to, is it? It's supposed to have been eradicated, but... So I kept this. This will go in my journal somewhere. Not sure where. It might just go in my historical documents folder. Yes, I have a box of historical documents. Because it's interesting. Have crazy things like my first pay slip in there and things like that. So yeah, probably. It's a shame it's not dated. There's no date on it. There's not even a postmark on it. Presumably because it was printed locally, but You pasted a piece you tore out of a magazine of a woman washing her hands next to the postcard in your journal. That's cool, yeah. If you use A6, you turn it sideways so you have an A5 piece of paper for half handbag space. Yeah. Well, it's like these. I mean, everybody tends to write this and go, oh, this is really narrow. But don't forget, this is 8 by 8. This whole thing is 8 by 8. Hi, Brenda. Oh, Brenda's in New York. How are you doing up there in New York, Missy? How is it? How are you holding up? How's it going? It must be very weird. I mean, it's weird seeing these streets of London empty. It must be even weirder seeing New York empty. You should have learned all that when you were small. I remember being taught to sing a song while I washed my hands. It wasn't Happy Birthday, though. There was a little jig you did while you brushed your teeth that was supposed to be your 3 minutes, and there was a song that you sang while you washed your hands. And that was normal. I don't understand why people need to be taught how to wash their hands. Oh, you're in New Jersey now? In a quiet neighbourhood, yeah. Date it now while you remember. Yeah, I've got a little date. Oh, I've got a little date stamp right here, actually. What is the date? March the... No, it's April the... April the 8th. 2020. Good thinking. One day, a historian will be looking at this and trying to work out if that stamp and the ink is contemporary with the paper and the ink on here and all that kind of stuff. Wouldn't that be fun? I don't know if it'll work on here because it's shiny paper. Yeah, there isn't a date on there either. I'll leave that one on top, so hopefully it'll dry. Good idea. It's like the Twilight Zone in Washington. Yeah, I bet. It is everywhere. It's like... What's that Morrissey song? Every day is like Sunday. Right? I keep saying it's like that week in between Christmas and New Year, when nobody knows what day it is, and all you do is sit around baking and eating chocolate. Because if the amount of hammering and lawn mowing that was going on earlier is anything to go by, there was absolutely no work getting done today. All the guys around here have reached their I've been home for 2 weeks and I can't stand being around the kids anymore. I need to get some space. They're all outside mowing their lawns. And doing up their sheds, and it's quite funny. Some parts of Australia are in lockdown, aren't they? Sydney's in lockdown, or restrictions. I know Courtney's area in New South Wales is on recommended self-isolation, and the schools are closed and stuff. I think Australia's going for survival of the fittest. Well, we're on lockdown, but there's still people out and about. We're not supposed to go out. But then there's the average intelligence level around here seems to be way down because people are asking stupid questions like, well, can I go out in my garden? It says stay home. It doesn't say stay indoors. Is your garden part of your home? Then yes, you can sit in your garden. You know, I've been sitting in my old garden all day. It's lovely. You can't have more than 2 extra people in your household. Seems a bit silly to have any extra people. I mean, you know. I doubt that anybody's going to be really visiting anybody anyway, are they? I mean, my sister's doing my mum and dad's shopping, so they don't have to go out. But she's not even going in the house. She's dropping their stuff outside the door. Yeah, limiting people in shops, that's a big thing here as well. Although I'm really lucky, my, like, literally 2 doors down is a 24/7. They're not open 24/7 at the moment because of they want to have time to clean and stuff every day and restock. So they're open 8 till 8 every day. Instead of 24/7. They're open 8 till 8, 6 days a week. So that they can get everything cleaned and restocked and all that. But, you know, at least we've got something. You haven't seen the grandkids in weeks. Yeah, that must suck. Because the funny thing is, you'll be worried about passing it to them, but they'll be worried about giving it to you because you're old. Right. It's like... I didn't get coffee whitener yet, no. I've put it on the shopping list again this week because I managed to get an order with Iceland last week. I got an email this week asking me if I wanted to order again and let me know when there was going to be a slot available. So I booked a slot for Friday. I'm hoping to get some of the stuff I couldn't get last week. And then I'm good for like a month. But I got some all-in-one coffee sachets on Amazon. It was like 120 for £12, which I think is about 10 pence each, which is not bad for a coffee. I'm willing to pay £3.50 for a coffee in Costa, so I don't have any objection to paying 10p for a coffee on Amazon. And it's whitener and it's instant latte, but unsweetened. What is coffee whitener? The amount of people who don't know what coffee whitener is, right? Coffee whitener is like powdered whitener for coffee. For those who know what coffee creamer is, it's a powdered version of coffee creamer. It's like powdered milk, but it's not milk. It's a whitener. It's similar to like, you know, the UHT non-dairy cream, the squirty cream that's not actually cream. It's like a powdered version of that. I haven't been out. I haven't been out to the grocery store at all. Iceland are doing home delivery in the UK. You've got to, they're put up because instead of just, it's not dried milk. It's like dried milk. It's a creamer, but it's a powder. It's not milk. Oh my god. Dried milk is dried milk. Yeah, Iceland are what Iceland are doing, and I think all supermarkets should be doing this. They put out a regular amount of slots. Every other slot that they have during the day is up a week in advance, as per normal. But during the day, they release slots at different times. And it's not like, oh, they release a slot at 10 o'clock every day, so everybody's sitting there refreshing, trying to get the slot. They, you know, a random time every day, they will put the other half of the slots up for tomorrow. And I just got lucky. I happened to go in and check it, and they had literally just put the slots up for tomorrow, and not one of them was full. So I picked a day on Friday, because I figured there's probably somebody who didn't get a delivery last week who needs one. So I'll leave tomorrow, and I picked mine for Friday night. Which is not a time when most people would want their delivery, so... Yeah, you've got to be really quick to get on there. The other one is Morrison's are doing a £35 box. And you can get a meat eater's one or a vegetarian one. And it's just £30 worth of basic stuff. Like bread and rice and pasta type stuff. And this tin of soup and, you know, all that kind of stuff. A few veggies. I mean, it's a bit of a potluck about what you get, I think. And you can't specify dietary requirements or anything like that, but you only use milk and coffee. I don't drink milk, so... You had an Asda delivery on Sunday. Yeah, I haven't been able to get a delivery from anywhere for weeks. In fact, my last delivery was the Friday before all this kicked off. It started happening on the Saturday, and then it really kicked off on the Sunday. And yeah, see, I don't know what half and half is. I assume it's like a creamer that's half milk and half something else, or... I don't know. That would be my guess. That's what mine is, a non-dairy creamer, but it's powder. You put it in like sugar. I kind of want to do something, but I kind of don't. I kind of just want to sit around and chat. You know what I mean? Do I feel like doing any of the prompts? I suppose I could finish off my moth, couldn't I? He's a bit intricate though. Disney. Oh, I know what I could do. I fancied doing this the other day. There's a lot of people doing... Oh, half milk, half cream. Ew, that's just full fat milk. That sounds... Full fat milk is half fat, half cream. See, that makes no sense to me at all. But you've not had full fat milk over there. You don't have gold top milk. We're lucky you got the slot, yeah. I was lucky because I'd already had my month delivery the day before all this kicked off. So I actually already had a month's worth of food, and I've just had to be a little bit more careful with it. It's like single cream then. No, it's like if you took full fat milk and you put single cream in it. It makes sense. I always assumed half and half was like semi-skimmed milk or something. I don't know. I don't drink it. No, here's an idea. So I've seen a thing going around on Instagram. Well, she's cheating. She's American. Aren't you? So she already knows what you're talking about. I think she's trying to explain it to me. I've seen a thing going around on Instagram for 6 fan arts to draw. Oh, my battery's still just about working. Let me think who's done it already. 6. I think it's called 6 fan art challenge. 6 fan arts. Here we go. So this is what people are doing. So they get 6 characters to make fan art out of, and then they do it in this specific format. So I thought I'd do it. But I'm going to get the names. I'm not going to sit and draw it on stream. We'd be here for like forever. And I've got work to do tonight. I'm not fast enough drawer to do something like that. But yeah, have we got some suggestions? Why am I writing at the back? Oh, because this is my sketchbook. Oh, I'll write in my other book. I've got plenty of pages in this one I can write in. Let's get some suggestions going, and then I can... yeah, let's put it on here. Let's put it on my weekly spread, shall we? But do bear in mind that I'm not particularly good at... I don't do fan art normally, because I don't really consider myself a fan. Like most... well, exactly. Scar. Who the hell is Scar? I know who Dean from Supernatural is, but I don't watch Supernatural, so it wouldn't be fan art. The Witcher guy. Anybody from The Witcher I can do. So a Witcher character. I've already actually done... I'd quite like to do the Bard from The Witcher. Dandelion? It's not his name in the thing, is it? Jared? Is that it? In the book, it's not... in the book, his name's Dandelion. And he's got a very particular outfit that he wears with a very silly hat, and he doesn't have a hat yet. I've already done Geralt. Scar from The Lion King. I've never seen The Lion King, so that's out. I think in order to do fan art, it has to be something that you actually are really into. At least, even if you're not a fan, like a super fan. You know, I've never even seen The Lion King, and I couldn't tell you which one is Scar. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that it's the one with the really gruff voice. So, The Witcher. I've already done Geralt, so let's say the Bard from The Witcher. Okay. Buffy! I can do Buffy, or at least somebody from Buffy. I wouldn't necessarily choose Buffy herself, but a character from Buffy. Death from the Sandman. Absolutely. Thank you, Rachel. She knows me well. Now see, Death from the Sandman, I am a massive fan of anything Neil Gaiman. So, Scar is the evil lion from The Lion King, aka Jeremy Irons. Right, okay, I knew it was Jeremy Irons. I knew the voice. And now you've said it, Jeremy Irons. Yes, I can put the two together, but I've never seen the film, so I can't really call that fan art, can I? Maybe I'll do Scar as my Disney. I'll look him up. How about that? Because there's one of the prompts in this, one of the prompts in the April Art Challenge, which I was wondering what on earth I was going to do, is day 10 is Disney. So how about if I look up Scar and I do Scar for my April Art Challenge Disney prompt? Because I don't really think I can call it fan art if I haven't even seen the film. The evil witch lady from Sabrina. Lilith. I love Lilith. Absolutely. Lilith. Willow from Buffy. Yeah, I would prefer to do Willow. Willow or Giles, I would say. So I'll put Willow or Giles. Because Buffy, I mean, basically, she's just another blonde, isn't she? Whereas Willow's got a bit of witchy about her. And Giles, I love Giles. Everybody loves Giles. So we've got Dandelion, aka, what's his name? Is it Jared? They call him in The Witcher. The Bard. Willow or Giles from Buffy. Death from the Sandman. Lilith, I think it is from You had a girl crush on Spike. Dude, I still have a crush on Spike. Spike and Giles. Oof. Who needed Angel? With his puffy hair. And his pretty boy hair gel. No. Yaskia. Thank you. I knew it was something like that. Yaskia Dandelion. From The Witcher. Willow or Giles from Buffy. Death from the Sandman. I'm assuming you mean Lilith. Is that Lilith? Michelle Gomez? The evil one. The one who plays the teacher. I love Lilith anyway, so I think I'm going to put Lilith down. Lilith from Sabrina. Okay. Spike's awesome. Spike's funny. That's what I like about Spike. And everybody loves Giles. Giles was like that older teacher that you knew you shouldn't have a crush on because, ew, he was older than your dad, but also, ew, he was rather nice. But ew. Michelle Gomez. I don't know, I'm not good with names. Give me characters, I'm good with names. I'm good with them. Lilith, I like. So whether it's Lilith or not, that's who we're going with. Because I love Lilith. I think she's awesome. And I do like Sabrina. Sabrina is one of my favourite shows. Do I need to tell you some more favourite shows that I have in order to actually... What else have I watched lately that I'm like... Well, Criminal Minds. I watch Criminal Minds all the time. If I'm not watching Forensic Files, I'm watching Criminal Minds. Again. You're watching Warehouse 13? The TV series or the film? I liked the film. I haven't watched the TV series. I watched 2 episodes of Sanctuary and fell asleep. So we've only got 2 slots left. Don't bother with anything Disney because I don't watch Disney. The only Disney character I'm even vaguely familiar with is Captain Jack Sparrow. Penelope. Oh, Penelope! Penelope from Criminal Minds! Yes! Garcia. That counts as fan art, right? I wouldn't mind doing Reed either. Dr. Reed, Matthew Gregor Ubler. Or Reed, yeah. But Penelope's so colourful, isn't she? Her and Reed and the new guy. The one with the dog. The one with Roxy, the German Shepherd. Well, she's a Belgian Malinois, isn't she? He's awesome. I like him I've liked him in everything he's been in. I think he's a really good actor. But yeah, I like him in Criminal Minds in the latest ones. And I like Paget Brewster's character as well, especially now she's in charge. I like all of them actually. I don't think there's anybody that I didn't like. Controversial. I do not like Shamar Moore's character. I don't actually like Shamar Moore. But I really don't like Shamar Moore's character. Ugh. I hate that. I'm a bag of chips and all that attitude. I don't like him and I don't like his character. I like the Italian guy. Maddie likes him too. Rossi. Maddie absolutely loves Rossi. As soon as she hears his name, she's like this. Watching the screen. She's like... Yes, it's a 6-part fan art challenge, Rachel. I showed the thing earlier. You divide a page into 6 like that. There's a template for it. Like that, see? And other people pick your 6 characters and you draw them in your style. It's not about drawing a picture of them like it absolutely should be. It's like, It's not about drawing them the way they're depicted. So you wouldn't draw Dave McKean's version of death. You draw your own version of death. Joe Kender. I love Joe Kender. He's so funny. That was the first time me and my wife spoke. For the most part, we've been continued speaking for more than 50 years. Most days. I haven't dealt with that many suicide cases. The husband was adamant that the wife had taken her own life. I was fairly sure that she hadn't managed to stab herself twice in the back. He's fabulous. He's so funny. I love his audiobook is even better because you hear about Mrs. Joe Kender a lot. You don't get to hear about her and the girls very much on the TV show, but I paid for a month of the Crime and Discovery channel on Amazon Prime just so I could watch all 7 seasons of Joe Kender. One more. What else do I really love? What else do I really, 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 really love? My favourite murder. Can I pick one myself? Can I do MFM as a fan art? Because you'll know I love my MFM, and you guys, most of you like MFM as well. That's allowed, isn't it? Put one of my own on. Okay, so we've got the Bard from The Witcher, Willow or Giles from Buffy, so that's a male. Death from the Sandman is female. The girls from MFM are female. Garcia is female. Lilith is female. So let's say Giles. And then I've got 2 boys and 4 women. Ooh, David Tennant as Doctor Who. See, I'm not a mad fan of Doctor Who. I'm a big fan of David Tennant, but I'm not really a Doctor Who fan. I basically love Tom Baker and David Tennant as the Doctor, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of My Favourite Murder, so I think My Favourite Murder would definitely top out Doctor Who. I haven't watched Doctor Who since the Fish Fingers episode. Oh, I tell a lie. I watched the Christmas special with Peter, number 12 or 13 or 14 and a half or whatever he is, with the steampunk thing. I've already got 6 now. Carnival Row. I like Carnival Row. I'm not a mad fan of it. It's supposed to be fan art, and I think you've got to be really like a super fan type to do fan art. I saw David Tennant as Hamlet with Patrick Stewart, and they were amazing. And there was a part in it, I was sat right near the front, like almost sat on the stage. I was that close, right in the middle. And there's this bit where there was just David Tennant and Patrick Stewart talking, standing opposite each other, doing their lines, acting. You know, they were doing the play, but it was like they were just standing there talking. And David Tennant said something, and something in the way he said it set Patrick Stewart off, and he corpsed. And he just could not stop laughing. And David Tennant just he just dropped his glasses like that and looked round like that. And he looked directly at me, and he just and then he carried on like nothing had happened. Oh, it's fantastic. American Horror Story. Again, not a super fan. Not really a fan. I love the Witch series. I love Coven. And I quite enjoyed Roanoke. The rest of it's a bit Not a huge fan. I basically just watch Coven over and over again. Didn't watch Hannibal. Didn't watch True Blood. Didn't watch Lost. Didn't watch Walking Dead. Don't watch Supernatural. Basically, if everybody's watching it, I'm not. Didn't watch Game of Thrones. I tell a lie. I watched about 3 episodes of Game of Thrones and I was like, no, what is this crap and why am I watching it? I've got my 6 anyway. I'll put AHS Coven in just as a, yeah, because sometimes you've got your 6, but then one of them just doesn't feel like, I don't know. Sometimes something just doesn't quite fit right, you know? So I'll put AHS Coven just in case one of them doesn't quite fit. And if I can't use it for that, I'll try and use it for one of the other... I hate zombies. Don't even start me on zombies. AHS Coven. What have we got? So Disney, I'm going to do Scar. Hobby, childhood, ancient, dagger, tea, favourite, house. Oh, I could do the house from AHS, couldn't I? Well, I went round to the stage door as well because I'd been there the night before and I hadn't been able to get to speak to him because I only wanted for autographs because, you know, there was younger kids and stuff who were Doctor Who fans who wanted to stop and talk to him, which is, you know, I just wanted an autograph from him and Patrick Stewart. And I'd gone the night before and I'd almost made it to the front and I'd not got there. And then the second night I went round, and that was the night that he'd looked at me in the audience and he saw me and he did a double take and he went, I know you. And I got my autograph. Yay. I didn't get Patrick Stewart's, unfortunately. He was way over to one side. I was on the left side of the big group around David Tennant, and Patrick Stewart was over on the other side, so I didn't get both of them, unfortunately. But yeah, how he kept a straight face, I don't know, because Patrick Stewart lost it. Literally, just. I mean, he wasn't laughing out loud, you know. He was just like, you could see he was really straining to hold it in. He was completely corpsing and trying to get himself together. What else have we got? What have we got? Memento, Diary, Swarm, Count Breakfast. Ooh, Dark Arts. We've got Dark Arts, and I don't really want to do Harry Potter for that because I feel like everybody will do Harry Potter. So how about I do AHS Coven for Dark Arts? There you go. And then that's all the suggestions I've had, plus the one that I threw in. So I'll work on those, but don't expect it anytime soon because, you know me, I'm slow. And I've got work to do tonight, so... Because I thought it was Tuesday all day, and it's not, it's Wednesday, so... I've got some stuff to do. Dexter. No, I didn't watch Dexter. I watched a few episodes, but I wasn't really into it. I prefer true crime. And even then, I'm not really into the serial killers themselves. It's more the policemen who catch them I'm into. Paul holes! We all love Paul holes, right? Right, I'm going to wind it up there because we've basically done nothing today. But it's been nice to catch up with you guys. I enjoyed my week off very much, but I'm ready to get back to it and do some more now. So yeah, if you're interested in doing signing up for the 3 months of When Frogs Sing, my Patreon stuff, get in touch with Katie. or look out for it going up on my website in the next day or two. Again, it should have been up already, but nope. Because I lost the day somewhere. Alright, thanks for joining me, guys. And don't forget, go and give Katie a follow. Information in the down bar. Go and listen to some of her music. It's, as you can hear, it's beautiful. Alright, thanks for joining me, guys. See you I was going to say next week, but actually I don't know when I'm going to see you, because I haven't worked it out yet. Because that was part of what I was supposed to do yesterday and didn't, because I didn't know what day it was either.